You see this candle right here? It has been terribly lit, and so it's tunneling, and you can see a bunch of wax being wasted on the sides. So how do you fix this, or maybe even prevent it from happening? Hey guys, Serene here, and today I'm going to be speaking with you about why candle tunneling happens and how you can potentially prevent it. First off, what is candle tunneling? This is basically when you've lit your candle and it only burns straight down the middle, leaving all of that wax on the sides, basically making a tunnel straight down the middle. And this can happen for a number of reasons. The most common reason is not letting your candle burn properly. Say for instance, you light your candle and you realize you have to leave your house, so 30 minutes pass by and you blow out your candle. Now, because of what's called candle memory, your candle will essentially remember where it was burned to the last time. So if you don't let your candle burn and melt completely across that top layer, it's going to burn to the same area each and every single time that you light it. And that is the start of your candle tunneling. So to avoid this, candle makers usually recommend that you burn your candle at least 2 hours every single time that you light it. Within that time frame, you're able to see that your candle melts completely across that top layer, forming an even melt pool. This is especially important on that first burn because then the way that you start is the way that you're going to be able to finish your candle. So if you start properly, you'll be able to end it properly. Now let's move on to another reason as to why your candle may be tunneling. As I mentioned in other videos that you may have seen, wick size does matter when it comes to your candle. This is because the wick determines the amount of flame and heat that is created when the candle is lit. So basically, if your wicks are too small for the candle jar that you have, the heat that it is generating is not going to be enough to melt that full top layer of the candle. This is why us candle makers take so much time to make a new candle, because it requires a lot of testing just to see how many wicks go in one candle jar. The flame that's going to be created from a cotton wick, wooden or hemp wick is not going to be the same. So that requires a lot of work, a lot of testing, and a lot of research. So if you want to learn a little bit more about wick sizes and how to determine the best wick for the candle jar that you have, make sure to get this video to 1,000 likes so that I can explain it to you in my next video. Now, another reason that may not be too obvious for your candle tunneling is a cold room. As I mentioned before, the candle flame that is created by the wick size has to generate enough heat to melt the wax around it. So if the room that you're burning your candle in is a little bit colder than the actual candle, then the wax may be hardening faster than it is melting, which prevents it from fully melting to the edge of the candle jar. This is something you should consider when you're lighting your candles. If you notice that the room is a little bit colder, then definitely turn up the heat with another candle or move the candle to another warmer room. And similarly to having your candle in a cold room, burning your candle near a fan, an open window, an AC vent may have the same effect. This is because when the flame of the candle starts flickering a little bit too much, then the heat that is being generated is uneven. So keep that in mind when it comes to the airflow of the room where your candle is being burned. Now, if your candle is tunneling and you're considering throwing it away, I want you to stop for a second and use these next 2 tricks to save your candle. If your candle is like this one right here and the wax around it is a little bit too much for the wicks that you see, then I want you to remove some of the wax using a spoon, a fork, a knife even, so you can prevent the wicks from being snuffed out by the amount of wax that's going to be melted to it. Now I can easily use this for my wax warmer and still get the same effect of the candle without a flame. This is what my candle is looking like right now before I do the foil method. And then we're gonna use the aluminum foil method to wrap the candle up with aluminum foil, leaving an opening at the top layer so that the flame stays lit. The heat will eventually build up and fully melt that top layer. And another trick for you to save your candle is using a heat gun or a hair dryer. If it's not too much wax around your candle wick, I want you to take a heat gun or a hair dryer and melt the wax surrounding the wick. This is gonna create an even layer for that top surface for you to burn your candle. Just remember, if you see too much wax around the wick, you need to remove some first before doing any of these methods. Otherwise, your candle wicks will be snuffed out and covered in wax. If you're making these mistakes that lead to your candle tunneling, I hope this video was super helpful and informative in explaining how candle tunneling happens, how to fix it, and potentially prevent it. Make sure to get this video to 1,000 likes so I can explain to you all information that you need to know about candle wick sizing so you don't waste any wax. Until next time, bye.